Yo, what's going on? So I know it's been a while since I made my last video, and to be honest, I've been busy, y'all. But anywho, let's get into it. So I'm going to start the top of this video off talking about a few content creators. I'm just going to let y'all know right now, if you are a fan of these people and you're biased, this channel ain't going to be for you. This video ain't going to be for you. If you're going to get in the comments calling me a hater and all this other stuff, you might as well keep it to yourself because I'm not going to be paying attention to it. But anywho, let's get into it. So, I got an update on the situation with Storm Monroe and his goddamn Onlyfans. And I'm so over this shit. And I'm kind of glad he deleted it because that's the best thing he could have ever did. Because at this point, I don't think he gives a fuck enough. And I don't think y'all should give a fuck enough to even be caring that much about what's going on with that OnlyFans. But anywho, the OnlyFans is gone. Either he deleted it or OnlyFans deleted it. Now, I told you guys in my other video that Storm Monroe deleted all his content off of his OnlyFans. And this was May, I want to say. The end of May, the top of June that this happened. Prior to that, he had came out of a hiatus. He hadn't updated the OnlyFans since January. And so around his birthday, he put out a promo in which he was giving people half off to join his OnlyFans. And he was supposed to go live, and that got postponed a couple of times before he actually went live. And then from what I was told, the live wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. The man literally only made $5, and we ain't seen him back over there since. But as of 2 days ago, the page has been deleted. Now, this is my opinion on it. This is merely my opinion. I don't know what's going on. I actually sat for a couple of days. I reached out to Storm on several platforms to give his side of the story, to find out what happened to the page, so that I can come back and report to you guys and let you guys know for factual from the horse's mouth what happened and why. But he hasn't responded. Usually when I reach out to him, he's always responded. As of late, he doesn't. Mind you, he does not know about the pages I've used to reach out to him. He doesn't know. They're not connected to this channel, so he doesn't even know that I even run this channel, or that I was even over in the midst of the OnlyFans. But as I told you guys in my last video, the reason why I even subscribed to his OnlyFans was because he was getting ready to launch a podcast in which he was going to have a co-host. Storm After Dark, the podcast, as you guys know, was Love Jones, was supposed to be on OnlyFans exclusively. And he made up some lame excuse basically saying he couldn't go live. They weren't able to go live on OnlyFans, so he had to put it on Patreon. It was on Patreon. I think he put like 2 episodes on Patreon, and then eventually it went to YouTube. And as of late, I haven't seen the Storm After Dark episode since, in months. And Love Jones, I know your ass is in the comment section, so maybe you can expound on what's going on with that, because I actually like the podcast. Initially, I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't the biggest fan of Love Jones. I just thought she was all over the place and doing the most, but I like her. I like her when she ain't out here in the comments bullying people. But anyway, maybe she can tell us what's going on, because I know you listening. Maybe she could tell us what's going on with this whole thing with the podcast. But as of late, I haven't seen anything with the show. Initially, that's why I joined the OnlyFans, was because I was interested in that. And he was talking about how he was going to be interviewing, adult entertainers and adult content creators, and I thought it was a neat idea. Another way to put out content, in a way where he can't put on, the content he's not able to post on YouTube, he could put on his OnlyFans. And so that didn't happen. Instead, Storm decided he wanted to be, a corn star. And I'm saying corn for a reason because I can't say the real word. But he decided he wanted to be a corn star. And so he was putting out, videos of him pleasuring himself. And, that's what he was doing. Well, that dried up. Over time, he just stopped updating. And he would come on for periods at a time. And then he would post here and there. And then it just started to become inconsistent. Now, I kind of knew better because he was doing this on Patreon. Like when he started his Patreon, he started out strong, and then he just become inconsistent. The same with his Discord, the same with his membership. And that's the part of the reason why I unsubscribed from that. And then, of course, I unsubscribed from his channel because his channel started going to a direction that I didn't like. You know, and it was right around the time when he interviewed Jaguar Wright. This was right around the time when he fell out with Tasha K and Chelsea, and how he was going back and forth with them, and he was just saying really disgusting things about them. I kind of lost interest in Storm after that. But, you know, thanks to you guys, I've been keeping tabs on him as to, you know, what's been going on with the OnlyFans and what's been going on with his channel. And even, you know, the people, his own subscribers, has been telling me, like, yeah, he's being inconsistent. You know, he's not really engaging with his audience like he used to. Even when I was, you know, dealing with him on the OnlyFans, you know, he even alluded to the fact that he just felt like he could not be his true self, and that he felt like he could not, what's the word? He couldn't be himself, and that he felt like he was becoming burnt out with doing, you know, celebrity gossip content. He wanted to expand his brand. And so we would give him ideas, you know, why don't you try this? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? You know, around that time, you know, he was traveling a lot, and, you know, he was getting into spirituality. I'm like, why don't you just expound on that? Make a whole channel, doing a traveler channel, you know, maybe do a channel where you're just talking about spirituality and conspiracies, you know. That way you don't have to do celebrity gossip all the time. You don't get burnt out by that. You know, you have other ways to expand your brand. Well, I guess he didn't think that was a good enough idea because he never implemented that. So that's why I got away from the OnlyFans, you know. And honestly, it just became boring. I didn't care about seeing him naked like that. I mean, I'm not into him like that. You know, I did notice that over time he started gaining the weight back, and he had potential. It just didn't go anywhere, right? So, yeah. So as of late, the page is gone. I don't know why. I would think that either somebody reported his page and OnlyFans took it down, or maybe he just took it down on his own, decided he didn't want to do it anymore, and that's his prerogative. You know, maybe something big is coming down the line. You know, there was rumors that he's supposed to be replacing somebody on Fox Soul. I don't know how true that is. I'm just saying these are rumors. But and that can be, you know, that would make sense because he did want to, you know, when Angela Yee was leaving the Breakfast Club, he was into, you know, he wanted to audition to replace her. So it makes sense for him to want to be a part of an ensemble outside of YouTube, you know. And with this whole situation going on with Claudia and Al and Armon, that would make sense for him to want to clean up his brand so that he can, you know, take his brand to the next level. And I hope, you know, I don't want to see nobody lose their job. But I do hope if that rumor is true about Storm going to Fox, so I hope that he gets it. I hope that, you know, it works out for him. You know, because I actually enjoyed Funky Dineva on the show. And when Funky left the show, there were talks that Storm should, you know, take over that seat. If it wasn't going to be Armon, it should have been Storm. You know, he come from a different perspective. You know, obviously he identifies as a straight guy, but he's very gay friendly. I think he would have been very he would have been great for the gig, but for whatever reason, these are just rumors. So I don't know how true that is. I'm just giving y'all my opinion and just what makes sense to me. So yeah, so as far as the whole thing with the OnlyFans, it's gone. If you missed out, you missed out. Honestly, you didn't miss much because he really wasn't consistent like that. And it's unfortunate because I'm like, you know, why would you put yourself out there if you weren't going to make no real money off of it? And you weren't going to at least keep it consistent. You know, even as of late, you know, I noticed he did an interview with a adult content creator. I'm just saying to myself, you could have put that whole video on OnlyFans and made a bag off of it and gave YouTube clips of it and then link it back to your OnlyFans. But listen, if you know Storm has always been inconsistent, and Storm has always been all over the place, and he's been like that. He's been getting worse ever since he got away from Tasha K. And even though I know people don't particularly care for Tasha K, I felt like Storm was at his very best when Tasha K was around, because she you know, obviously was his mentor, and she kept him straight. And for whatever reason, he's just, I don't know. It just, I don't know. When he started, dealing with the SC Berries and the Jaguar rights, I tuned out. But anyway, speaking of Storm, so I guess there was a video, a live, that's been trending all over the social media of Storm going in on Wiley. Now, as you guys know, WillyTv is a wild card. WillyTv, he's a mess, and I mean that in a good way, right? I don't mean no shade towards Wiley, but yeah, if you know Wiley, you know I'm telling the truth. Wiley is a mess, but apparently him and Storm done fell out, and Storm has been went in on him real bad, because Wiley was out here, I guess, making up lies about him and people that he deals with, and he finally got fed up about it. Now, I'm not mad at him getting his lick back because, like I said, Wiley been going in on him for a minute now, right? But it was just the timing of it all. Like, why would you want to kick somebody and they already down? Like, Wiley clearly is going through a mental crisis, and it really hurt my feelings to see him like that because, I've had personal experience with mental illness, and it's nothing nice. It's it's very imperative that we as men, especially black men, we take care of our mental health because it can get ugly, and I think for Wiley, he's going through some real shit over there, right? And I didn't respect the fact that Storm was going in on him the way he did. You went as far as to try to expose him, and you even admitted to even reaching out to this man's family, and trying to get dirt on him and stuff like that. And I didn't respect that only because Storm has been on the other side of that. It wasn't too long ago when Tasha K and the Sean David Ways and the King Payne, tried to conjure up that lie about Storm creeping around with a bishop to the point where there were pictures that was leaked of Storm in front of his apartment. Now, I made a video about that on my other channel, and I defended Storm. I'm like, that was some fucked up ass shit. Now, it's one thing if you want to give your opinion, and you may say some things that people may not like on your channel, but it's a whole nother thing when you're getting in this person, you're doing background checks on that person, and you're trying to dox them and expose them and lie on them. I don't respect shit like that. And he did not deserve that. And I ain't got particularly care for your content, but right is right, wrong is wrong. I try my best, even on this channel, to be fair, because I won't want no one. You can have your opinion about me, but at least just tell the truth. You can have an opinion, but just tell the truth. Don't lie. Don't purposely lie. So I don't know. I get why Storm went off, but it was just so unwarranted. And then the way he went about it was just sneaky as fuck. Because even in the live, he didn't even put Wiley in the title. He had a bunch of celebrities in the title, but yet the top of the video was him going in on Wiley. Real bad. So I don't know. Storm, I need for you to do better on that. Like, bro, you've been down that road before. You've been down that road to the point where you've had your friends, you have family members get attacked for some shit that got nothing to do with them. They're still getting attacked. And they're not even on YouTube, right? But you wait till this man's going through some shit that want to go in on him. Like, I don't respect shit like that. Like, especially coming from a man. Now, the one thing I never respect about Storm is that he would go in on these women real bad. A woman would say something to him he don't like, he'll go in and cuss her out, call all kind of bitches and hoes and nappy-headed this and that and all that. But when a man does it, he don't give them the same energy. It took him 3 years to go after King Payne. You get what I'm saying? It took Wiley going through a mental crisis for you to finally respond to him. I feel like if you really got issues with somebody, call them out when it happens. Nip that shit in the bud. Don't wait 3 years later to finally come out and say something if you really feel some type of way. Anyway, let's get off that. So somebody asked me how did I feel about the situation with Armon and Foxo TGIF. Me personally, I don't watch the show. I haven't watched the show since Funky left. I really wasn't watching the show when Funky was on the show because it just wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. Now, I'm a huge fan of Funky Dineva. Still subscribe to Funky Dineva to this day. But the show just wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. And I feel like for me personally, most of the reason why I didn't watch it, because I don't really care for Claudia like that. I never cared for Claudia. The only reason, only thing I did like about Claudia, the only good thing I liked about Claudia, is when she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta and she was going toe to toe with Nene. That's the only time I really gave Claudia the time of day. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, I just never saw it for Claudia. I like Al. Al's cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no issues with him like that. I like Armon. I have no issues with him like that. He could be a little narcissistic, but he could be hella narcissistic. Fuck that. He's hella narcissistic. But outside of that, I ain't got no real issues with him like that. But the roast thing on Al's birthday, I didn't feel like that was a roast. I felt like it was a drag. And I felt like they did it to purposely try to hurt Al and embarrass Al on his day, on his birthday. And he clocked it. And although he kept it professional on the show, as we all know, behind the scenes, he was not happy about that at all. And then it come to find out him and Claudia had fallen out as friends. So at this point, they were just co-workers, tolerating each other. Armon just came into the situation 6 months ago. Armon barely is getting his footwork. He's pretty much still in the probationary period. But yet he said all these things about Al, and Claudia just kind of sat there and ate the shit up, And I do feel like Claudia and those producers had something to do with that. And unfortunately, although I don't feel like Armon is the reason why the show may not come back or the show may never be the same, I do feel like that was the icing on the cake. And unfortunately, I don't see how the show is going to come back the same. I feel like either Al's going to leave the show, Armon's going to probably get canned, they're going to replace him with somebody else. There's rumors that Claudia might be leaving the show and moving on. And, I just don't see how they're going to be able to survive as just the three of them as we know them today. I just don't see it happening. But I guess we would have to weigh it out. According to Al and Armon, the show is on hiatus. They're on vacation. Claudia basically alluded to the fact that the show itself has been canceled. I don't know what to believe. I guess we have to wait, sit it out and see what happens. I do hope they work it out and the show, goes on. But I just don't see how they're going to be able to survive the show. And also, too, I knew something was up, too, when they brought Lunel on. And Lunel was asking Al about, his situation with Star Jones. As you guys know, he used to be married to Star Jones many moons ago. That's how we knew of Al. That's how we became to know of Al. And according to sources, they're not supposed to talk about Al's relationship with Star Jones. Not because of Al, because of Star. Star sent the show a cease and desist, and they're not supposed to talk about him. But somehow, Lunel brought it up anyway, and that caused some friction. And again, Al was not happy about that, and rightfully so, because now you're messing up my personal relationship with someone I used to be married to, and I don't want no problems. As you guys know, Star Jones is a real life attorney out here. She can shut shit down if she wanted to. But anywho, so I don't know. Me personally, I don't want to see nobody lose their job, but I just feel like if the show is not giving what it's supposed to give, it's just best to let it go. Like I said early in my commentary, there was rumors that there are going to be some people that are going to either be replaced or they may revamp the show out as a whole. And Storm name did come up. I don't know how true that is. Hopefully it's true. I would love to see him, be a part of an ensemble, because even though y'all think I'm a big hater of Storm and I don't like Storm and blah blah blah, I actually think he has potential. And I actually think that he would be great in an ensemble if given a chance. If it ain't him, hopefully it's somebody else, right? So that's how I feel about it. Now, somebody else asked me about the situation with Ts Madison and Mrs Netta. And I'm going to keep it cute and I'm going to get off of here because I ain't trying to be on here too long. Me personally, I think the whole situation with Mrs Netta and Ts Madison is just unfortunate, because although Mrs Netta does not identify as trans, I feel like there's only so many trans influencers that's out here really doing their thing and making moves and providing a spotlight on the community. And it's just so sad when you see two trans folks, especially of color, going at each other like the way they've been going at each other. And I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but these YouTubers have been crashing out left and right. You know, and it's like when backed in the corner, they really start showing you who they really are. You know, Miss Netta made a video when she was basically going in on Charles, and she was calling her followers stupid and dumb. And I didn't like that. I'm like, no matter what you got going on with Charles, those people that's over there spending money on you and watching your videos and sharing your videos, they're the reason why you have the lifestyle and you have the fame and fortune that you have today. They're the reason why your bills are being paid. They're the reason why you're able to carry on this facade that you've been carrying on this far. So you calling them stupid and dumb, that's not smart. It's not a good business move. You know, and as far as Craig and Ts Madison, like I like Ts Madison. I don't really have an issue with Craig like that. I just think that Craig is better off behind the scenes. I don't find his commentary to be funny at times. I think sometimes he could be downright mean spirited, you know, mean girl, and I think he's just too old for that. But I do feel like Madison do kind of sit back and let people say things, and she don't really intervene or really say. And it's a Libra thing. Because I'm a Libra moon. Sometimes we'll sit back and we know the person is being shady, and we know the person is doing this and doing that, but we don't say anything. Because in our minds we feel like, well, we ain't said it. They said it. They grown. They can say what they want to say. I ain't got nothing to say. They ain't got nothing to do with it. But he's saying it on your show. He's saying it on your platform, right? And I just feel like you knew that was going to be you knew that folks were going to feel some type of way about Craig picking on Miss Netta. Miss Netta called him a sissy. Of course, they've been going at each other. And it's just been this whole drama thing. And it's just unfortunate. I hate seeing it. I don't like it. Because I don't have an issue with Miss Netta. I don't really have an issue with Craig. And I like Madison. I've been supporting Madison for years. You know? And I just hate that this all is going on. But they've been showing their ass. Like I said, folks have been showing their ass. And I'm just saying, pay attention to these content creators. Times is hard. Let me tell y'all, I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret, because this channel is not monetized, but my other channel is monetized, and I make a decent amount of money on that channel. These folks are not making nearly as much as you think they are. That's why they're clinging on to the Essie Berries, and they're clinging on to the Jaguar Wrights and the Tokyo Tonys, and the folks that's gonna kick up dirt to get them clicks and views, because folks are really not interested in hearing about celebrity gossip like they used to. And it's only going to get worse. Like, times is hard. The economy is hard. You know, we got a president that is on his last leg of life. We got this presidential election that's coming up. You know, I mean, and it seems like the best bet we have is Trump, which is hell. Like, Trump don't need to be back in office. I'm just going to say that, and that's how I feel about it. I don't care how y'all feel about it. Trump don't need to be back in office. But it's like, damn if we do, damn if we don't. We got President Biden, who obviously needs to sit down and go retire and play with his grandkids. And then we got Trump, who is just an agent of chaos, right? And it really scares me to see what direction this presidential election is going to go into. Because personally, I feel like Biden you need to sit this one out, you know, or they need to get some more people on the ballot to give us more choices to pick from. Because if I have to pick between the two of them, I won't pick either one of them. That's just how I feel about it. But times are hard. Like, folks don't give a fuck about celebrities like that, the way you think they do. They're not tuning in like that, right? So that's why people are resorting to the Jaguar Wright videos. They're resorting to the Essie Berries of the world, because that's what's bringing them clicks and views. And you could tell it's starting to really weigh on them, because it's like that's the only way they're able to gain make a lot of money, because these brands are not really spending money on ads like they used to on YouTube. Like, YouTube monetization, as I know it, has came and went. Like, if you didn't get to the bag when you had the opportunity to, you missed out. That's just what it is. They get ready to get rid of TikTok. You know, I mean, to even make it on YouTube, you still gonna need to work a 9-to-5 job or have something else going on, because people are just not making that kind of money like you think they are. And I'm talking about people who got millions on top of millions of subscribers. Okay, so you can only imagine the folks who only got a few 100,000 subscribers, even though that's a lot of people, what they're making. You know, and that may explains why Storm has been inconsistent over there, because it's just not hitting like it used to. and you become burned out. You become stressed out. It really started to mess with your mental. You see Wiley crashing out. You know, he was saying how he was not even able to pay his rent and stuff. You know, he don't have a lot of subscribers like that, but he definitely gets a lot of support. And it's just unfortunate. And I hate to see that. But that's just the way it is right now. You know, times are hard for everybody. Everybody. Okay? And that's just what it is. But anywho, I don't want to hold y'all. This video it's long enough as it is. I just want to give my opinion on it. You know, I want to give you guys the update on the situation with Storm Monroe and that damn Onlyfans. Me personally, I think that was the best thing he could have ever did, was delete the damn page, because he wasn't consistent on it in the first place. And I just think that, you know, when he got into it, he probably thought that people were going to flock over there and spend money, and it just wasn't. And, you know, OnlyFans is a hustle just like anything else. Like, if you're not consistent on that particular platform, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it a lot of money. And, I mean, it's just what it is. And I just felt like, with him in particular, he should have at least communicate what was going on as it was happening, so that his followers not be kept in the dark, because they are the ones that was over there spending money. But anywho, y'all asked me for my opinion, I gave it to you. I'm gonna talk to y'all later though. And before I go, let me leave y'all with this little bit of a life lesson. When karma hits, you gotta stay out of the way and mind your business. I understand sometimes when you get attacked by people, and especially when it's unprovoked and it's unwarranted and you didn't do anything to that person, sometimes you feel like you got to get your lick back. But let me tell you something. When karma is hitting that person and life is starting to really attack them, you got to learn how to step away and just fall back and just let it play out. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to intervene. You ain't got to help karma do what karma gonna do. So anyway, that's all I got to say. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Thank y'all for supporting the channel. Hopefully I'm going to keep this channel going. As I said, I've been busy working on other things. But I try to come back as often as I can to give my commentary. And hopefully there was some lessons that can be learned in this commentary. And y'all have a great day. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Bye.